Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. My name is Paulo and I'm here again for another pen review. Today I'm going to review a pen that was sent to me as a loan for review purposes by Appleboom. So if you want to see this pen, don't forget to check their store. The link will be below on the description section. So the pen that I'm going to review is a Greek pen and it is called Metaxas Sins. This is the name of the brand and also the name of the model. This pen comes inside this cardboard box, black, simple, nothing more than that. A little foam there just to protect. This plastic baggie with another foamy insert and paper, and the paper is a certificate. Oops, sorry, some trouble here with the exposure. This is certificate of authenticity with a serial number and also instructions on how to use this pen. And here we have the pen. And I have to say this is one of the most interesting pens that I ever saw in terms of design. It is an interesting pen that I would like to describe, but I really don't know how. Because, let's take a look. It has not the typical cigar shape, it's not a flat top kind of pen, very cylindrical. It's not a retractable pen. It's very strange. What I have to say is that it tapers down on both ends, it gets a little fatter both in the cap and in the barrel, and then it will slim down and converge into this middle ring. Okay, I think video is good because you can see that, and you don't have to rely on my description because it will not be a good one. So the tops, both ends of the pen are flat, and let me show you. Here it has the Metaxas Sins logo, and on the bottom of the barrel also the same thing. On the middle it has, let me start, Metaxas Sins, and these are the engravings. The pen is very, very simple, made of metal, orange metal, aluminum, and it is very, very interesting. The pen uncaps by unscrewing, and let's take a look at how many turns it will take to uncap, and let's have a reference point there, that little dash between Metaxas and Sins, and let's turn it. 1, 2 and 1/3, I guess. And then when you uncap it, this reveals a very big step there, quite sharp threads here, and then a hourglass shaped section, which I find quite comfortable to hold. The nib is a steel nib, and it is a Bock nib, as you may see. So nothing specific or proprietary for the brand. When you have to look into the filling system, you unscrew the barrel, and you have here a simple plastic converter. It can take also cartridges, so international sized cartridge or converter will be fine. Now, one of the things that are written here in this paper on how to use the pen is that it screws the same way in both ends. So if you want to avoid, let me show you, to avoid trying to take the cap off and instead you remove the barrel, they say something that is very easy to understand there, that is just over tighten the barrel, it's tight, and don't over tighten the cap, so the pen is now good. Things about the pen: I told it was metal, it is made of aluminum, and it has this coating. It is very, very beautiful. I really enjoy this pen. I don't really know if it is beautiful. I think it is so strange, so uncommon, that I really like it. I really do. This is one of the pens that Applebloom sent me that I would not mind to keep to myself, because it's so different. Things about the pen: as I told you, it is metal on metal, so if you press hard it will become really tight. If you don't, it will not be that tight, but if you carry it around without any care, it may get unscrewed. I don't find it happened, so it works fine. Another thing I find that I don't find it's real: you cannot post this pen because it will not post. If you did, it would scratch the barrel, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. It isn't really possible. So forget about it. So all metal. This is aluminum, the finish over it. So be careful. The pen is very resistant, very sturdy. You cannot break this, but be careful because you can scratch it. So take it in a pouch. It has no clip. I don't see how you could fit any clip, not even those slip-in clips, because this is narrower and they would fall out. So this pen has to be carried inside the pouch. But I don't see any problem with that. I really enjoy this pen. And I always like to compare my pens, or the pens that I'm reviewing, with other pens, and I cannot really compare in terms of shape. So I'll just make a short comparison in terms of materials. So this is aluminum. I will show you a couple of aluminum pens. Here you have one aluminum pen, Lamy Ion. The Lamy LX, it's another aluminum pen. Another that is very well known by every fountain pen user, the Pilot. This is not the Metropolitan, it is the MR, the European version, but it's the same pen. And I'm showing you pens. I could not go without showing you Kaweco, also an AL Sport Raw, which means it is raw aluminum, and also a Kaweco Lilliput Silver, that is not made of silver, it's made of aluminum also. And another very interesting pen. Let me put this a little bit tight. This is the Diplomat Aero, which is aluminum with raw finish like the AL Sport Raw. And now for the more unusual pens, this is the Parker Esprit. This is a pen that is a telescopic pen, also made of aluminum, and one that you don't see every day. It's not quite rare, but you don't see it every day, which is a Parker 45. You know this design. The Parker 45 Coronet that has several colors, and it is made of aluminum or aluminium. And finally, I want to show you one of the most strange pens ever, which is this Rotring Core. A very good pen, but very strange one. And this is also made of aluminum. So you have here the collection of pens made of aluminum. Not any similarities with this one except for the finish. Now, about something about writing experience. The pen is a little heavy, not very heavy, but it's more on the heavier side because it's made of metal. And there are two things that I want to talk about. You cannot post the pen, so if you like to post pens, forget about it. This is something that may be a limitation for some, but the pen is long enough to be used like this. However, as I showed you, the step there is quite big, and I find the threads to be really sharp. So this could be a problem, but you can hold the pen like this if you really like to have a higher grip. But if you hold the pen in the way it was meant, it was designed to be held, you will use it like this, and this section is large enough and comfortable enough and has this right shape that your fingers will fall right onto this hourglass shaped section, and you will not touch the threads and you will not feel it, not even this step, and this is very comfortable to hold. So don't be deceived by the strange look. It is a comfortable pen to write with. I really enjoy this pen. Now, finally, for size comparison, we'll bring back the Lamy LX, Ruthenium, and the Parker Centennial to Fold Big Red, and you may see that this Metaxas is a little bit bigger, no clip, for contrast with the other two, and uncapped. This is the comparison. It is bigger than the other two, so very nice size. Also, it has, I didn't say it before, it is a steel nib, but it is a number 6 nib, so it matches really well the size of the pen. And now let's go for the writing sample. And here we have our pen and paper, and I want to show it writing. Just before starting, I want to mention that this pen costs 90 euros. So it's not the most expensive pen, but it is not really, it's not expensive for an all metal pen that is very well built, and most of all, it has a very unique design. So you're buying also design, you're not just buying a pen that is the same as every other pen. And let's write it. This is the Metaxas Sins Orange. There is no name for the model, it's just the name of the brand. The ink that I'm using is Jacques Herbin Orange Soleil, a very nice color in my opinion that do not show very well on this camera on my phone. And the paper is the usual Rhodia dot pad. And now for the nib performance. If you know Bock nibs, they are usually good. That, at least that is my opinion. So let's see. This pen writes really well. You can see this is wet still, so it has quite a nice flow. You see, quite wet for a fine nib. It is really fine. I don't think you can find special line variation writing with normal pressure. If you turn the nib to the reverse side, you can find that here you have like an extra fine thickness, and here a fine one. So this is nice. And about that line variation, you can try to force a little, and usually these nibs are quite good in doing that. So you can really do this, and it's great. And you can see here in the light the reflection of it being wet. So you can really write quickly with this pen. And it really writes well, and if you press it a little harder because you're writing faster, you can find that line variation. So what can I tell you? I'm very happy with this pen. I'm very happy with this kind of nib. This nib is really good, and my only complaint about this pen, and it's not really a complaint about the performance, is it has such a unique design. Be careful because it has no clip, so it can roll, but it will not roll straight, it will start moving around. So it may help not to fall on the ground, but be careful with that. So, but what I was telling, what I think it could be more interesting is if the nib was branded the same as the pen, instead of being a Bock nib. Of course, being a Bock nib, you can always buy more nibs and exchange them, but I would like a specific branding. It is such an unique design that would deserve a unique nib to it. So 90 euros for this pen, I think it is very, very worth it. Nice color, you have more colors available, so I have to thank you, Mr. Appleboom, for sending me this pen for review, and also thank you all for watching. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back soon for more pen videos. So see you next time. Bye.